Hi, welcome to Sage Blue Tarot. Today is May 25th, 2021. I'm going to do the collective reading starting with the tarot asking, what does collective need to know today? Do some shuffling. What does collective need to know today? Ooh, some cards that fell out are the Magician reversed, the Eight of Cups upright, and the Moon reversed. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck and then lay this aside while I read what has come up. So I'm seeing that because you're tapping into your powers, you're now able to see the way out, right? I feel like you've been maybe harboring some kind of emotional stagnation. This could have been some emotional trauma or situations that have happened that you've kept in your heart, maybe like lodged deep inside so you don't feel them so much, or maybe they're at the forefront of your mind and you just can't stop thinking about them. Either way, I feel like they've been trapped like in your body. And I feel like because you're tapping into yourself, you're tapping into the subconscious, the Moon reverse coming up, I feel like a lot of secrets are being revealed to you in a mysterious way, right? Through dreams and through your waking life. I feel like you're getting a lot of signs about your true power and how to get out of these inner traps that we can get ourselves into sometimes, right? And I can sense that with the Magician, like you're just becoming more and more empowered, even as you feel unsure about your power, right? I feel like all the energies are supporting you right now. I feel like the Moon is shining a light into all that's been hidden, right? In the shadows. And I feel like right now you're able to see what has been hidden, right? Because sometimes I feel like people can, well, humans, right? Like everyone, we can just kind of take things that don't really make us feel good and then we tuck them away really, really far under all the other things, right? So they're not a priority anymore, but we don't heal them, we don't process them because we don't know what to do with them at that time, right? We just kind of don't know what to do with this mass. It feels like a heavy, dark mass, right? Like a solid black shape that's just like in there. It's like a rock, right? You have like rocks that we don't know what to do with because they're really heavy and we don't know how to let them go and we don't know how to process it. So then we kind of get into this little bit of a rut, but then we don't deal with it, right? We keep on moving through our lives, not really knowing how to deal with it. So we move on. And I feel like right now, all of that is being revealed. It's being shown a light on and it's coming up to the surface. And I feel like it's coming in waves, right? I'm feeling a lot of water energy and it's just being revealed. I'm getting the images of waves crashing down onto the shore, right? And I'm kind of getting this sense of the waves are helping you cleanse, right? Like make the rocks smaller, like start to break them down, just let erosion do its thing. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. And just because you don't feel like healed, just bam, right away, I feel good. Like, no, just I feel like it's important to honor the time that it takes to exist, right? To heal, for these things to happen. I feel like we can sometimes adhere to a timeline and say, well, this doesn't work for me. Like, I have things to do today. I cannot be thinking about this. But I feel like this is a part of that learning to surrender, right? Practicing surrendering and practicing faith and trust in what's happening and what's being shown to you. And these are all powerful cards, right? The Magician comes up when we're tapping into that. We're starting to use the elements around us and within us, and we're starting to really integrate our power into our day-to-day life, right? But I'm sensing that maybe you feel unsure about how fast it's going or if it's going to do enough. And I just feel like what's going to happen is going to happen, right? And the Moon is about to be full tonight or tomorrow morning. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. Like when the Moon is full, everything that we've manifested is kind of coming to a fruition, right? All the seeds that you've planted on this previous new moon is now kind of, they're blooming, right? Now you're starting to see, like if you've been asking for healing, I feel like now you're starting to get insight into it happening, right? And how it's been happening even when it doesn't feel like it has been. So let's pull some more cards. Ooh, and we have the Star. So I feel like right now you're able to tune into that sweet song of beauty that just surrounds you, right? That's in every single present moment. And I feel like that's happening because you're able to move through the blockages, right? I feel like it's a lot of baggage that you've been just that I feel like you, I'm getting the image of, like those, like the vacuum sealers where you like put some luggage into a plastic bag and then you attach a vacuum and then you suck it out, all the air, and then it gets very, very small, right? And you can like storage it away. I feel like that's what's been happening. And right now the air is escaping, the baggage is getting bigger. You're starting to now acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge that you don't actually want to keep this in storage. Like you don't actually want this in your life anymore. You would like to now look at it in the face and then do something about it. And I feel like that's where we're at the stage of right now. Like it's being revealed to us and now we're starting to see the hope and the light and how we're being aided in this process. And I see the Six of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like with this card, you're getting a lot of support, right? From your spirit team, from the universe, from maybe friends that you trust, and from yourself. I feel like you have been in a stage of giving so much that you didn't really prioritize your self-care. You didn't prioritize yourself. But now with the Magician and the Star coming up, I'm sensing that you are now redirecting this attention back to yourself, right? Like you're being generous with yourself. You're learning how to be generous with yourself, right? I feel like a lot of the people listening to this, right, have been people pleasers, and I feel like right now that's coming to your awareness, right? I feel like before you didn't really know that you were doing it and you didn't know how it was actually hurting you because you were trained to believe that that was good, right? Because everyone around you said, this is great for me. Well, of course it is, right? And I feel like right now you've hit a breaking point where you're like, well, this isn't great for me, right? Like I need to redirect my attention towards my personal growth and my safety and my sanity and my sense of peace and balance and stability, right? Like I need to build the life that I want because I realize that no longer are these people, no matter how much I please my surroundings, they're not going to get me what I need to be happy, what I want for my life. Like I'm seeing that you're starting to understand that you're the architect of your life, right? You're the designer, you're the architect, you're the builder, and you can do all of this, right? You don't just get ideas for nothing, right? If you get an idea of something, that means it's possible, right? And I feel like right now you're starting to believe and trust in your wildest dreams, right? And you're starting to see the magic around you. The Chariot reversed, I'm seeing that maybe you had some big plans coming up, like you wanted to go traveling or you had a big day trip planned or something like that, right? And I feel like this card is kind of saying, well, how about you just slow down today? Like, how about you take it easy? And instead of feeling like you have to do this to be successful, you have to do this today, right now, you have to do it because it was in your planner, in your calendar, in your to-do list. Like, I feel like with this card, it's kind of saying like, well, no, let's put the brakes on it a little bit so we can actually savor each moment that we're living right now and be feeling full of gratitude, right? For where we are, for the gifts that we've been given, to really acknowledge this power and to kind of allow for this, what feels like darkness that we've been storing in our heart and saying that it's okay. Like, let's allow that to kind of come up, right? Let's allow that to come up again. So now that time has passed and now that we've grown and got more insight and more wisdom, now we can actually know what to do with it more so at this stage, right? I feel like we're getting a lot of support right now. And on the back, I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. With this card, to me, it means like boundaries. Like you've learned boundaries, and that's why you feel safe enough to explore yourself. You have a clear mind right now. Your mind isn't going to get in the way today. That's what I'm getting the sense of. Like your mind has kind of learned through your training that it's not going to be called upon if it's going to be making you feel bad. Like we don't need that kind of energy in our lives, not even from our own mind, okay? And I feel like that's what's happening right now. Like now that your different aspects of yourself are kind of working in a more cohesive way to bring that which you desire, that which you are manifesting in your visions and the friendships and relationships that you want in your life. And I feel like right now you're able to see through all that you see to see the truth of it, right? You're no longer taking things at face value. Like you're now kind of being able to cut through like I'm getting a sense of like smoke screens or like fog. Like now you're able to just with this sword just be like, let's just cut away everything so we can see what's behind this, right? I feel like that's what's happening with everything that you're working towards. I feel like you're releasing a lot today. You're being aided to tune into your dreams, tune into how your dream symbolism ties into your waking life in order to tap into your magician power, right? Because when you're at the magician power at your maximum, you can manifest anything you want. And I feel like that's what you're at right now. And right now, all that's stopping you from that is just, it's like time, and it's like the sense of hesitancy. It's like right when you're on the edge of a cliff and you want to jump into the water below because it looks beautiful and everyone else has done it and that looks amazing and empowering. And I feel like right now you're on the cliff, right? You're kind of looking over like, should I jump? Should I do it? Is this a good idea? But you're being supported, right? And you're going to be able to do the right decisions as long as you trust yourself, right? As long as you tune into yourself. You're the star today, you know? Act like the main character. Give yourself all the love, you know? Just pretend you're watching a movie of your life and just really enjoy it. You know, enjoy your life today. I'm seeing the Six of Wands upright on the back. I'm seeing that you're being led to these wonderful horizons where you're going to be celebrated for who you are. And I feel like the more you tap into who you are and the more you heal yourself, the more you can discover what your truth is, right? Underneath all of this other stuff that isn't your truth, right? And I feel like that's what you're heading towards. That's what's happening right now. You're going to feel supported and celebrated because you are. So I'm going to thank that deck, and I'm going to pull from the Undularium Oracle of Emanations deck. What does collective need to know today? What does collective need to know today? I'm going to cut the deck, and first card that I'm pulling is Gabriel, Angel of Heralds. This card to me is the image of you being the light, right? That you know you are, the light that's underneath all of this other stuff, right? This shining bright light that you are, it actually reminds me of the Star card too. Shining your pure, beautiful light in the darkness, right? And then knowing that you're headed in the direction that you're meant to, and knowing that you're attracting all that is good for you, and just kind of finding your way, you know, based on your truth. You're being supported, you're being guided in that. I'm going to look for Gabriel, Angel of Heralds. Let's see. Gabriel, Angel of Heralds. The guardian that stands beside the gateway between Undularium and the rest of existence. Gabriel's lantern points into the seething darkness. Its light breaks open the unknown and banishes doubt. There is certainty in this light. It fills you. This angel issues no command. It doesn't need to. Shine, little light, shine. The impetus for action burns in you. In fact, you burn in it, fueling this light. Suddenly you burst forth, blazing the way, piercing the dark, leaving change in your wake. There is light everywhere you tread. You are the light of Gabriel's lantern. The might of this angel does not command you, it aims you. Signs, a lantern, a mirror, a discovery. So I feel you're going to be shown a lot of things today. You know, a lot of ways of freeing yourself, right? Freeing yourself from this Eight of Cups energy that's just been kind of making you feel like trapped. And like, I feel like it's a lot of like shedding, like you're just unburdening yourself of baggage. You're just shedding yourself of these layers that have been kind of encasing you in a certain position. And now you're getting to that stage where you're free to move, right? Where you're free to thrive and shine and run and just instigate change in a positive way for your life and for others, because it's based on your truth of the inner heart, right? Like on this inner truth that's just who you are. Let's pull. Ooh, dot, null, emptiness. This card to me, whenever I pull it, it always just says like meditate. Take some time to meditate. And I feel like that'll be really important today. And there's different ways to meditate, right? You can do it on your own, do deep breathing, just focusing on your breathing. You could do, if you want, like breath work, or even look up meditations, you know, on the internet. There's so many free meditations, but I feel like a guided meditation would be helpful, right? If you can't meditate today, or if you're one of those people that says, I can't meditate, I've never done it, my mind never stops. That's how meditation works, right? Your mind won't stop. But I think it's just important to take the time energy, attention, just your entire being to sit still for a moment, right? So that you can see what's coming up to be removed or to be transformed, transmuted, integrated. I feel like meditation is going to be very important today. It reminds me of the Chariot card reverse. It's kind of like halt all of your extravagant plans for today and just actually focus on where you are and who you are so you can step into your full magician power, right? You can get past this hesitancy that you might be feeling. Let's see what Dot has to say. Actually, I'm getting the sign that with the Eight of Cups, right, because you need to shed that dark energy that's been kind of in there, and that's what you're doing. I feel like a good cry is in order, right? If you feel called to, right now would be the perfect time to have a good cry, right? Rest up and just tune into yourself. I feel like crying can really help you release anything that's been lodged like deep in your heart. And I feel like recently, because we've had a lot of throat action, a lot of like blockages in the throat recently have been coming up. I would recommend that maybe just crying would get out all of that that's been like lodged deep in there, right? Maybe expressions, emotions that you haven't felt before, you haven't allowed yourself to feel. And meditating would be a good way to kind of tap into that, to the parts of yourself that you haven't really done so recently, for whatever reason. So let's see, Dot, where are you? Dot, null emptiness. This emanation is a conduit. It radiates no light for itself, holds no shape, and touches nothing. It is perfect and invisible. A space through which nothing and everything passes. In its arms, all 10 of the emanations dance, each of them shining a great light through its void. This emanation has no number, no color, no connection to the other emanations. In that, it is unique. Its solitary nature sets it apart from the other emanations in such a significant way that Dot is sometimes considered to not exist at all. To give a name to the emptiness at the center of the tree is vital, and so too is the need to understand the significance of that emptiness, found in meditation, silence, sleep. So give that to yourself today. Meditate, be in silence, and rest up if you need to. Take a nap, even if you consider yourself not a nap person. Go to bed early, wake up late in the morning. Just do whatever you need to do to tap into yourself, right? To kind of allow for this space to exist in order for healing to happen in that space, in order for manifestations to happen, in order for clarity to appear. You got to just make space, right? In order for all of this to happen and for you to shine your brightest light. Ooh, Hod, left leg submission. This card to me is the surrender card, right? Surrender to your needs today. Surrender to your authentic truth. Surrender to the beauty of today, and don't feel like you have to do everything today. Like, it's going to be okay. You are supported. Tune into who you are through meditation today. I feel like that'll be really important in allowing what's going to come, right? And I feel like your healing is going to be like accelerated today. I feel like a lot of things are going to be loosened, are going to be transformed, are going to be washed away by these crashing waves. On the back, I'm seeing Keter, the crown spirituality. So I feel like a lot of things, even though they aren't revealed to you right now, like because they are not real, right? You haven't written them down yet. You haven't created the song yet. You haven't done the thing. Don't think that things don't exist just in your mind state, right? The moment you can envision something, it exists. The moment that you think something, it is real. Like, all of these things are objects, right? But they're like mind objects. They're not tangible things, but they do affect your state. Like, they do affect your emotions or your ideas or how you use your energy. So I would say meditate today, tap into your crown chakra, and kind of just ask for surrender. Like, ask for help in this healing process from your spirit team, from your guides, as you move forward into this new way of being, right? Into running around being your most authentic self and just a bright, shining light, you know? And in that way, I feel like whenever you can be a bright, shining light, you can more clearly see other bright, shining lights. And in that way, attract the friendships and connections that you've been wishing for. All right, I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. And I'm going to use the Trust Your Vibes Oracle Cards deck, asking, what does collective need to know today? What does collective need to know today? Cut the deck and pull a card. Sleep on it. So definitely get some sleep today, and don't feel guilty about sleeping in or sleeping early or taking a nap. I would say just accept that this is what's going to aid you in this moment in time, right? And I would say before sleep, set the intention to see any messages that you're meant to see at this time, and also set the intention that you'll remember your dreams, right? Ask for help and protection from your spirit team as you travel through the astral realm in your sleep. And when you wake up, just write down your dreams, right? And see what you find. And then bring those symbols throughout your life. Check that dream journal throughout your day to see what comes up, right? And then Google what you're interested in. What does this mean? What does that mean? Talk shop. If you feel connected to somebody and you feel like they're vibrating at the frequency that you are or higher, I would say that would be a great opportunity today to just kind of talk about your dreams, talk about your wishes, right? If you feel safe to, if you feel like it's a good thing to do, talk about your ideas and what you're building, right? And kind of exchange information with somebody else about what they're building, right? Like someone who's living a life that you desire, kind of ask them about it, kind of, have a conversation about that. See what comes up, see what ideas you get from that conversation, what inspiration. Sound check. Make sure that whatever vibrations you are listening to today bring you pleasure, bring you peace, bring you a sense of balance. Be very wary of low frequency sounds, right? Sometimes you can't help it. There's building sounds or construction sounds and whatnots. Try to use earbuds or noise canceling headphones or something like that, right? Just try to remove yourself from situations that affect your hearing, right? And I feel like this is tied to the fact that you're going to be getting so much wisdom and insight throughout today. Sound can be very jarring if it's not of a high frequency state, and it can kind of throw you off balance. So if that happens today, just take back your power by removing yourself or doing something to make sure that what you're listening to brings you peace, pleasure, and joy. On the back, I'm seeing claim your boundaries. So definitely, if something doesn't feel good today, don't push yourself to do things that you don't like to do. That's part of the transformation. No more of this people pleasing at the cost of your well-being. No more of that, right? We're gonna just keep on claiming our boundaries in order for us to keep growing. That Ace of Swords came up. It's gonna be helping you. You're gonna be helped today in keeping your boundaries, right? Don't do things that you don't want to do. Stay true to yourself and shine your light. So I'm going to thank that deck. Thank you. And I'm going to thank you as well. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, so now we're going to go ahead and move into the distance Reiki portion of the episode. I suggest laying or sitting in a comfortable position, but that is not necessary. Just be open to receiving Reiki healing energy. I suggest setting your own intention for the Reiki or just allowing my intention to take place, which is always for your highest good. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths with you. Let's go ahead and inhale, hold, and exhale. Again, inhale, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. I will now begin sending Reiki. are ready, start to come back into your body and open your eyes. Welcome back. Thank you so much for showing up today. And I suggest drinking water since a lot of energy is moved during Reiki sessions. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you and bye.